His MVP. Call swung, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the top of the 8th inning. 4-0 Rangers. What is happening? Marcus Semien with a huge double to the left center field gap. Semien has all the RBI today for Texas, man. He's only going to get 3 because of an error by the Washington center fielder in the first inning. But Marcus responsible for all the offense, and what a move, what a good decision moving him up. I know we had some debates about that in Rangers Nation. Do you leave Semien at the bottom of the order, or do you go ahead and bring him up? And shoot, they decided let's make him cleanup hitter. And here we go. Here we go, 4-0. And Adolis Garcia up to bat right now, looking to get Marcus Semien home to make it 5. He's going to shoot one out the center field. And this one's going to fall. Marcus Semien is going to come around third to score. Dolly's not very well hit, but you know what? You'll take it at this point if you're a Rangers fan. Adolis gets Texas a 5-run lead here. 5 runs. What is happening? What is happening, man? Good to see the Rangers pushing this one across, and you would imagine now deGrom probably done. I thought maybe you would see deGrom go in 8th inning. I really feel like that's looking pretty doubtful with the Rangers stretching this one. It would have been interesting, if it would have been a 2-0 game, if it would have stayed 2-0, would they have thrown deGrom in the 8th? I think that would have been a really interesting decision, an intriguing one. But I think now that the Rangers have put this one not completely out of reach, but at least given themselves some buffer space, I think that they are probably going to go to the pen here. This is much more like it. Much more like it, man. Jacob deGrom's been excellent today. Only allowed 2 base runners. Has not walked a batter. And then, 8 strikeouts. Lowered the ERA to 2.12. 100%. Yep, Austin, I'm with you. He they don't call him an ace for no reason. Jacob deGrom is him, man. deGrom. One of, if not, and I've said this so many times, I don't think it's a hot take. I don't want anybody else in baseball on the mound in a do or die game than Jacob deGrom. I will argue that one to the death, man. I don't want anybody else on the bump in a go-home game, a win or go-home game than Jacob deGrom. Nobody. Dude is him. Dude is that good. One of the best to ever lace him up, man. I would love to see us get on a roll here, 44. What's good, man, by the way? Nice to see the extra base hits coming through. I'm with you on that, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. We're going to get an out here. Oh, Adolis Garcia safe on that? How did that happen? Adolis Garcia was trying to steal second. I don't know if we're going to get a review here. It looked like the throw beat him. Not sure if the middle infielder for Washington, Abrams, just whiffed or what. Looked like Dolly was nailed. James, insurance runs. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is great. I love that we're actually able here to tack on some runs, man. This is great. Hey, 44, thank you for joining, man. Super generous of you. Appreciate the support. We just had somebody on YouTube join one of the YouTube memberships. That's awesome, man. 44, Carbine, you're the best. Thank you, sir. Super grateful for you. Thanks for your support, for tuning in every day, despite some of these tough results. And I appreciate your generosity as well, supporting the show in a little bit of an extra way, man. Thank you so much. Let me drop you my email. Email me, and after the show, I will send you the Discord link so you can get all the way good to go with that, man. We're going to have a blast with that. Just email me at that email address, austin@rightonrangers.com, and I will reply back, give you the Discord link, give you directions, and we'll go from there, man. Thank you so much. We're going to get a pop-up here, and that is going to bring the inning to a close. Rangers, 5-0, man. 5-0. Let's go. Love that inning. Marcus Semien, MVP of the day for Texas offensively. Jacob deGrom, of course, going to be your defensive MVP. And pitching-wise, he has been phenomenal. But Marcus Semien, what can you say except tons of positive things about him and what he's been able to do over the last, 15 games? Marcus Semien hitting .340 over his last 15 games. Is that good? Is that good? .340 over your last 15? Here's Marcus Semien over your last 7 games. .429 average. Dude is on a heater, man. He is on a heater. Love to see it. Marcus was struggling for a long time there. Average was under 200. OPS was under 500. It was bad. And I am so glad to see him coming alive. .429 average in your last 7 games. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love to see it. Jordan, I'm with you. I'm not going to make this game into a bigger deal than what it needs to be. This is a great win for Texas. 100%. It's a great win. But do I think that Texas is back? Do I think that the Rangers are now going on a 10-game winning streak? I'm not going to proclaim that, but I hope that happens. I absolutely hope that happens, but I'm not going to proclaim it like it's gospel truth. I think right now you enjoy the win, enjoy the offense, enjoy Marcus Semien on a complete heater, and then you know what? You see what tomorrow brings. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy every moment of good baseball we get to watch from this club, because you just don't know when it's coming next. And Luke Jackson's on the mound right now. Jacob deGrom done for the day. Again, the line on deGrom, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. Dude allowed 2 base runners all day. One of them was Nate Lowe. Go figure. Nate, by the way, now 2 for 4 in his career against Jacob deGrom. Oh, man. I really, really love everything that we've gotten from a healthy deGrom in 2025. I did feel, and I know some of y'all can back me up, as unfortunately Luke Jackson gives up the leadoff hit here. So Nationals are in business. Y'all can back me up. From the start of the season, from the onset, I said, if Jacob deGrom's healthy, a lot of people have forgotten. If he's healthy, he is one of, if not the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. I know Scooble is going to get a lot of coverage in terms of that title, and maybe Scooble does get the nod over deGrom. Look, for right now, there's nobody else I'd rather have on the mound in a do-or-die game. And Jacob deGrom, if you don't want to put him at number 1, you got to put him in the top 5. Got to put him in the top 5, man. Hey, 44, man. 72. That's what's up, man. You are an original. I can't claim since 72. I can claim since right around the year 2000, maybe. So I've been a Ranger fan, I'd say, for about 25 years. 1972. You're an OG, man. That is awesome. By the way, 2-1-0 count right now. Luke Jackson, again, on the hill, replacing Jacob deGrom. And we have runner on first base. Luke Jackson just checked over. And right now for the Nationals, believe we have, is it Ruiz up to bat? I don't know. The score bug, man, I really don't know what's going on with Rangers Sports Network. Just a little complaint. I just don't like that they don't show the pitch count. I don't know if I'm being picky right now. I don't like that they don't show the pitch count. They show the balls and strikes, but they don't show the pitcher, they don't show the batter, and they don't show the pitch count. I don't know if anybody else has been annoyed by that, but it does annoy me about Rangers Sports Network. I enjoy seeing who's batting because I don't know every batter on the other team, right? I enjoy seeing how many pitches as the pitcher had in the inning or in the outing. And I like seeing the pitcher name as well, man. I don't know. Are they just going away from it like today? Have I missed this all season long? I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate y'all backing me up here. I don't know what we got to do to get that fixed, but give me a little info, man. Baseball is a stats game. Like, you can make it work without it being too busy for the visuals. I really do. Anyways, you've got a 2-1 count coming in right now. Sorry about that. And we're going to get ball 4. This is not what you want to see from Luke Jackson, man. It's just not what you want to see. Like, seriously. Ugh. Every time he gets up on the mound. I'm with you. I am with you. Here we go. A little double play ball. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Little bail me out double play ball. Thank you. Man, we needed that. My goodness, we needed that. Little bail me out double play ball. All right, I'm getting annoyed. I got to pull up Game Day in another tab right now. Rangers Sports Network. Look, I by and large love the production, but I just can't get with this. We're not going to show the batter. We're not going to show the batting average. We're not going to show the pitcher. We're not going to show the pitch count. Have no idea what they're trying to do. But come on, they got to get it together. All right, soapbox, I'll get off. I'll go to Game Day, though, so we can get some better stats here. So Ruiz grounded into the double play, and right now we've got Tenna, the third baseman, up to bat. 2 down, and we do have a runner on third base. 1-1 pitch coming right now. Delivers. Ground ball. Semien there. Slings it over to first, and there we have it, man. Never a doubt with Luke Jackson. Am I right? Never a doubt. Like, seriously, man. Never a doubt with this dude. He has taken over the Leclerc role for me. Those of y'all that watched a lot last year, you know exactly, or really the last few years, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I bring up Jose Leclerc. It's like, you're probably going to get traffic on the base paths. He might end up getting out of it, but it's going to be interesting. It's never going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Hey, Bacon Reader, we got out of it, man. We got out of it. Love to see it. Adolis for Volpe? No way they do that deal. Appreciate the follow, Zach. No, I'm thinking probably not on giving Dolly a contract. Like, right now, I don't think they're going to give Dolly a contract. Y'all let me know if you disagree. I don't see him giving Adolis Garcia a contract. I think that it's possible that he plays really, really well down the stretch, and maybe he works his way to get a contract, but y'all, I don't know. I don't think that's a foregone conclusion by any means. Justin, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Nolan with the Cal Raleigh ref, man. We got to get it at least one time on the show. It's kind of the running joke here at Right on Rangers Live, man. We get at least one Cal Raleigh comp per night, sometimes multiple. We'll take it. Millionaire comps, I'm here for it. I say that every night. I mean it. Hey, right now we're going to the top of the 9th inning. Rangers are up 5-0. And I absolutely feel like a couple more runs. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I don't know if I'm getting greedy, but give me a couple more. Let's have some more fun today, man. Nationals, new pitcher on the mound. Hey, it was good to see Big Country, wasn't it? Big Country, Andrew Chafin. He came in, gotten out, and then they quickly turned it over to somebody else. But good to see Big Country. And 3.48 ERA for Andrew Chafin, not bad. Not bad on the year. You know, he soured a little bit at the end of his tenure. You know, he could have The Rangers could have picked up his option, and we could have had Andrew Chafin back for another year. I think just the performances at the end of the year really deterred the front office from bringing him back on. So, look, I'm glad he's caught on with another team. He's got a former Ranger from last year and Nathaniel Lowe on the team with him. That's good to see. Right now, we have Higgy up to bat. Higgy DHing today, and he is 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. 1-1 count. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Hey, Philip, we're back to zero. We're back to square one. Beginning of the season. 0 run differential if this holds. Hey, maybe that's why I said, Philip, maybe we can get a little +1 here, man. Get across one more. Give me a little Higgy bomb, something like that. Come on now. Hey, don't say it yet. It's still the 9th inning. We're not trying to jinx anything. I knocked on wood for everybody. We're not putting this one in the bag yet. No. We are not putting this one in the bag yet. 1-2 pitch. Higgy fouls it off. Probably ball 2, but, you got to protect. I totally get that. Much rather watch a guy protect on something close than watch a borderline pitch. And the Rangers, unfortunately, over the past couple of weeks have been doing that a lot. 1-2 pitch incoming. Great job laying off by Kyle Higashioka. And look, I know a lot of people are down on Kyle, and I am too. Guy's hitting .588. You really thought he was going to be a little bit of an upgrade offensively from Jonah Heim, and he hasn't been. Jonah Heim's actually been the better hitter. 647 OPS for Heim and a .588 OPS for Higgy. Higgy's going to fly out here, so that OPS is going to tick down a little bit. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Should they move on from Duran? Mason, 100% they should move on from Duran. I really don't understand why they haven't. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot. You've got to move on from a guy that doesn't have a major league spot. He has nowhere to play on this team. He's going to play at third base. You've got Josh Young. You've got Josh Smith. He's going to play shortstop. I know he's playing today. Again, you've got Josh Smith. You've got Corey Seager. And hopefully next year, I know Josh Smith today, he is pinch hitting, and he's pinch hitting for Duran right now. But second base, same thing. You got Josh Smith. You got Marcus Semien. There's nowhere for Duran to play. Nowhere. Hey, Snow Bunny, what's good? Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate you and appreciate your support of the channel. Means a lot. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm trying. I tell y'all this all the time. I am grinding, trying to make this thing get bigger and bigger with every game, and y'all are a big part of that with your support, tuning in every day. It'd be fun if this thing gets real big one day, and all y'all are going to be the originals. And I am very, very grateful for all you guys. The comments, the likes, the follows. A bunch of y'all have followed today on TikTok. Thank you. Y'all help keep the show fresh. I can go on, but I like the comments from you guys. I like the different perspectives. It's great. We got a good thing going here, and I want to say thank you again. So we got Josh Smith on base now. Smith took a walk, and it's quickly 0-2 to Sam Haggerty. Sam Haggerty's 3 hits today. Look, I have kind of tried to pump the brakes a little bit on Haggerty, and then he goes ahead and has another 3-hit game. Remember when he had the 3-hit game? I think it was about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. I did the same thing. I was like, Haggerty, why are we playing Haggerty, man? Like, dude's 31. We've got other options. And he keeps on doing stuff like this, 3-hit ball games. It's like him and Marcus Semien, man, with these multi-hit games. Haggerty, 270 average after a great performance today, 737 OPS. Very respectable. I wouldn't say above average, but I would say, hey, average. And at this point, average will get it done for the Texas Rangers with their pitching. Average will 100% get it done. So I'm not asking for elite offense. I just want an offense that can be mid. If this offense could just be mid, we would be good. Haggerty's going to serve this one. And what a play. What a play. I thought that one was heading for green grass. Haggerty just got robbed, man. He just got robbed. Call with a great defensive effort. Got to appreciate greatness, man. That was an incredible catch on a dying little line drive by Haggerty. What a play. That's on the top 10 for sure, man. Fighting that sun a little bit. And he had Hassel coming right, bearing down on him, man. What a play by Call. Robin Haggerty of his 4th hit of the day. Hey, great to see you too, man. Thanks for hanging out. Come hang out more often. Where you been? Appreciate you, man. I know we all got lives. We're all busy, but come hang out with me. Talk a little Rangers baseball from time to time. Chris Martin warming up. Chris Martin alert. Hey, Martin, appreciate it. Go Rangers, man. Yeah, the Nationals, not a very good ball club record-wise. You know, you've seen this Nationals park rocking in postseasons. I still remember that 2019 postseason run they had. Of course, they defeated the Astros in the 2019 World Series. That park, this park was rocking during that 2019 run. So, you look, I know that Rangers fans, even when the team isn't doing great, still usually come out and support pretty well. I wouldn't say that they're selling out every game when the Rangers have not fielded a competitive club, but it's not as bad as what you see at some parks. You know, you look at the Marlins games, poor Marlins, man. Those games are empty. I've never seen Globe Life that bad. You know, the A's, you would see the same thing last year. I've never seen Globe Life as bad as what I've seen when it comes to Marlins Park or the old Coliseum. Look, with actually the minor league stadium in Sacramento, the A's actually look like they fill it out a little bit better, but it's a much smaller ballpark. Wyatt Langford's going to pop out here, and the Rangers are going to head to the bottom of the 9th, 5-0. Looks like Chris Martin is going to be coming on. You know, Martin, a little scare. I think it was, a couple games ago in Tampa Bay. He warmed up, was activated from the IL, and then felt some popping in his shoulder. Thought that he probably could have worked through it, but they decided ultimately that they were going to have him sit down, and it didn't go super great for Texas, but, you know, probably better safe than sorry. So Chris Martin will come into this ball game, and we will see if he is able to close it out. Been a little while since we've seen him. Been a little while. I do. It's Right on Rangers everything. Snow Bunny, Right on Rangers everything. So it's Instagram, X, whatever, any social, just Right on Rangers. You'll find it. What do I think about Haggerty? He's definitely surprising me and impressing me. I think Haggerty, to me, if you're going to get this kind of production out of him, and he's not going to get 3 hits every game, but if you're going to get 3 hits out of Haggerty, 2 or 3 hits, multi-hit, you got to take it with how the Rangers are performing at this point offensively. Like, do I think Haggerty is any kind of long-term plan or option? Absolutely not. Like, Haggerty is early 30s at this point. I don't think that you are going to give Haggerty any kind of long-term role with the club. But for this year, given a little offensive spark when you're hardly getting anything from anybody else, yeah, I'll take Haggerty. Like, I'll take him in the lineup for sure. You've got Osuna, I believe I read, in an 0 for 15 slump. I know some of y'all were asking about Osuna. Where's he at? 0 for 15 slump, man. Not ideal. Not ideal. And then Evan Carter is not in a great stretch of games either. So you've got a situation where your young guys are not really coming through. Osuna, 182 average. Carter, 167. Carter, let's see what his last 7 games are like. Last 7 games, 059. Not good. 059 average. Last 7 games for Evan Carter. And Osuna's about the same thing. So unfortunate, y'all, that the young guys are not taking advantage of the opportunity. So if they're not going to do it, I think you got to turn it over to Haggerty at that point. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Glad that I can be going live while the Rangers are actually winning a ball game. We did do that the other night in Tampa Bay, and it did not go so well. Yeah, 44, I am back and forth on this, but I tend to agree with you on small ball. And a bunch of y'all have kind of said that, like, play small ball. Why don't you play more small ball? I am of the mindset that you should have a team and you should have hitters that have the ability to play small ball and can situationally hit, can bunt, all of the above. So I'll give you a situation, 1-1 count, by the way, Chris Martin. And he's going to get strike 2 on Abrams. So you had Adolis Garcia come up. There were runners on first and second and nobody out. And it was just a prime opportunity right then. At that point, Semien hadn't hit the double to make it 4-0, where you would love for your 7-hole hitter. Is that what Adolis is? 6-hole. Even so, you would love for your bottom of the order guys to be able to bunt in a situation like that. I just don't think it's in the Rangers' DNA right now and their philosophy. But I sure would like to see first and second. You're in a tight ball game with Jacob deGrom on the mound. And you know, if we get to 3-4 runs, it's game, set, match, right? You've got one of the best pitchers in the game on the mound. He doesn't need 6 runs. He doesn't need the big inning. Dude needs a 3 spot, a 4 spot. He's going to be good to go. So for me, I would love if the Rangers had guys more consistently at the bottom of the order that can bunt the baseball, that can put the ball in play. That's the other thing. You don't even have to be a master bunter. Can you just put the ball in play? That is where I'm at. And look, you look at 6, 7, 8, 9. You figure as Chris Martin gets strike 3 on Abrams, nice off-speed pitch. Always a good thing when you can get that first out. 5-run lead, so I'm not stressing at all. But Chris Martin, good to see him coming out, getting a strikeout in his first action in a while since coming off the IL. Are we going to get Nate Lowe one more time before this is all over? Maybe not. There would have to be somebody reach to get Nate Lowe one more time. Nate's 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Wood is up right now. And we've got a 2-1 count at the moment. Garcia, Bell, and then Lowe. That's how it'll go. Luke Jackson has to go pull up Teodo. I don't think Teodo is doing great right now. I think his ERA is pretty high. I know he had a great spring. Nice stop by Semien. He fires over to first, and the Rangers are 1 out away from breaking this 4-game losing streak. 1 out away. Here we go. Yeah, I get it. Different timing. Totally makes sense. Still appreciate you hanging out. Offense feels better when not trying to homer every at bat. 100%. All right, here we go. Hopefully last batter here. Strike 1, 94-mile-an-hour heat from Chris Martin. We got Garcia up to bat right now. Garcia's 1 for 3 on the day. Okay, here we go. They're showing some stats now. I get what they're doing. Like, they show it at the beginning and then they fade it away. Just show the stats the whole time, man. It's not that big of a deal. Come on. Sharply hit, and Langford's on his horse. Spins around a couple times, and he's going to make the catch to end this ball game. Chris Martin standing on the mound. That's awesome, man. If you're not watching, that was classic. Langford was turning around a little bit. He got spun around a little bit, but he made that play out in center to end the game. Rangers get the dub, snap the 4-game skid. Thank you. That's all I got to say. Thank you, man. That was a miserable stretch of 4 games. Just nice to get a win. And no, we're not sitting here proclaiming that the Rangers are back. We're going to go on this epic 20-game win streak, but we're just taking it one day at a time, and we're going to take this win and enjoy it. Are there still issues? Yes, there are still issues, offensively especially. We're going to enjoy this win. Hello, win column. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go Rangers, baby. Let's go Rangers. All right, so we got Jacob deGrom. getting his 6th win of the season, improving the ERA to 2.12. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. Jackson, Martin come on in relief. Jackson handles the 8th, allows 2 base runners, gets a key double play. Martin handles the 9th, gets a strikeout, no base runners allowed. Chris Martin lowers the ERA to 1.74. I mean, it is nice to have him back. If he can hang and avoid the injuries and avoid some of the different issues he's had with the shoulder and with the elbow. Sorry, couldn't talk there for a second. Definitely one of those elite arms that you'd love to have in the pen. I'm glad to see him in the 9th inning. I do think at this point he should be the guy in the 9th moving forward. If he's healthy, I think you got to throw him out there. Kevin, yes, sir. Finally, we get a win. Finally. We keep going. Ryder, I miss Nate Lowe too, but look, I have not wished that he would still be our first baseman, if that makes sense. Like, I miss Nate, but I don't miss having him as our first baseman. I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about Nate Lowe. Like, infectious spirit, positive vibes, glue guy, I think. I mean, just really good for the clubhouse and the locker room, fun to cheer for, but Nate is doing maybe marginally better than Jake Berger. I'm okay with not paying Nate $10 million a year to only be maybe slightly better than Berger. You could maybe make an argument Berger's slightly better than Nate Lowe this year. I mean, Nate is hitting a robust 222 with a 650 OPS. I mean, that's not awesome. Not terrible, but it's not awesome. Keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. What jersey should you get? Hey, I would probably go young guy. If you're looking, that's kind of what my next jersey I think will be. Maybe like a Langford. I want to get somebody up and coming. That would be a lot of fun. Walcott, maybe that's a next year one. But I definitely think Langford, that dude's going to be around for a while. He's going to be around for a while. That would probably be my next jersey if I had to get one, a Wyatt jersey. Right now, I just have Seager, and then I've got a couple of the Scherzies, but Seager is my only real deal jersey. I haven't worn my Seager jersey on the show in a while. And Seager didn't even play today, right? I mean, that's kind of crazy. We get the win in a game where Corey doesn't play, but Corey is not going great right now. He's just not. And it makes a difference when your 3-hitter, your 4-hitter is not going over. And that's what Corey Seager was doing of late. Now, I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to come back and do really, really nicely. Maybe a day off is going to be good for him. But I will say, when you don't have your 3-hole hitter going over, it makes a difference. Josh Young, he had a couple of nice at-bats. He had a couple of at-bats that I thought were pretty ugly, especially one of the ones later on in the game. But you know what? He had a base knock today, a couple of strikeouts. And I think ideally you're probably not going to have Josh hitting 3-hole, but he does hit well against lefties. And, of course, the Nats were throwing a lefty starter, so I get it. But Josh Young, ideally, probably not going to be your 3-hole hitter. Brad, what's good, man? deGrom is the GOAT, 100%. deGrom is the GOAT. Absolutely. Hello, win column, baby. Wyatt's still not going yet. I agree. 1 for 5 today, 731 OPS. I don't think Wyatt is back in a groove yet. I'm not going to say that either. 1 for 5, and over his last 7 games, is he still hitting under 200? He is, man. The numbers still don't look great. 143 average in his last 7 games. Last 15 for Wyatt, 172. And the OPS over his last 15 is 539. Yikes. I don't want to dwell on the negative, but yeah, the offense still is not completely clicking. You know who is clicking, though? Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien, man. What a good day for him, and really a good last couple of weeks for him, honestly. Simi raising the average to 213, 612 OPS. He's on fire. He is on fire, hitting over 400 his last 7 games. Love the Rangers. How's the new stadium? I think that a lot of people miss the old ballpark. I know I do. Definitely is nice to be in air conditioning when it's 105 and 100% humidity. But I miss the feel of the old ballpark. But that's the ballpark that I grew up going to a bunch of games in. So it's got a lot of sentimental value. It'd be interesting to hear from someone that maybe didn't get to see that many games in the old one and then now have gone to games in the new one. But for me, the old ballpark, the vibes, the sentiment, the nostalgia, it all, I think, blends into me liking the old ballpark a little bit better than the new one. But of course, the new stadium is very, very nice. I'm not complaining about it. But I like to feel the red, kind of that red brick. And it's just a classic stadium, in my opinion. And so many special memories there. So I will go with old ballpark over new. But I'm not hating on the new. Yeah, old ballpark, I think, does have a better look, Austin. I really do. I think the aesthetic of the old ballpark is 100% better than the new one. But it's just so hot, man. Those summertime games when it's 7 o'clock and it's, like I said, over 100 and the humidity's at 95 to 100%. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, not a lot of people want to go sit through that. Not a lot of people do. Beltre and Napoli jerseys, that is classic. 44, that's classic, man. Love that. I tend to not go backwards with my jersey picks, if that makes sense. Like, if it's a signed jersey or something really, really special like that, of course. So, like, if I was to come into a Beltre jersey that he signed or something like that, I'd be definitely down. But I probably will stick with new guys instead of going backwards, just kind of what I've always done. But I absolutely think that those Beltre and old school 2000s, early 2000s jerseys that a lot of y'all probably have, awesome, man. Good memories. Good memories for sure. Let's see. Rangers are back to a 0-run differential. Philip, you were saying that if you're still hanging out when scoring 4 or more. Marcus Semien, Sam Haggerty, great games today. Gio, absolutely. Appreciate you tuning in, man, and thank you for the comments. John, what's good, brother? deGromination for sure. Like, deGrom is the big story out of today, along with Marcus Semien on the offensive side. Jacob deGrom has been outstanding. Let's actually check out the stats on Jacob deGrom in his last 3 games, in his last 7 games, whatever we can do. So Jacob deGrom, in his last 7 games, 5-1 with a 1.66 ERA, 41 strikeouts and 43 innings pitched. He's on an incredible run. 0.85 whip in his last 7 starts, allowing less than a base runner an inning. Only 10 walks in those 43 innings. Jacob deGrom is on one right now. And in his last 3 games, 18.5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 3 earned runs. Strikeouts are maybe a little bit down from where they normally are. Jacob deGrom kind of figuring it out, developing a new approach after 2 Tommy John surgeries. I mean, dude still throws 99. I mean, with New York, he did have like 100, 101. And he kind of came out and said that he's going to approach it a little bit differently. Not going to be throwing 100, 101 routinely. Dude still pumps it at 98, 99 when he needs to. But after that game against Toronto, where he didn't strike out anyone, they were talking about it on the show today, or I should say on the broadcast. deGrom going with that backless glove that Jack Leiter and others on the Rangers have gone to try and disguise the pitches. So Jacob deGrom may be thinking that against the Blue Jays, that was that late May game. Maybe he was tipping some pitches, and that was a big reason why he didn't get any strikeouts in that game. I mean, it is a bit of an anomaly. Like, dude has always struck out somebody in a start. 229 career starts, and that was the only game where he had 0 strikeouts. And it wasn't like he got pulled in the second or third inning. So I really feel like maybe there was something to that. And good to see Jacob deGrom make an adjustment. And he's just been on fire. His really last, I would say, month to month and a half of baseball being played. Keep it up. AK Day 28. Yes, sir. No walks. Beautiful thing. Rangers offense only struck out 8 times today. That feels like an accomplishment after striking out 13 times a few nights ago. It was not good. Whatever that, I don't know if it was a record, but remember it was, Gio, was it 36 times like in 3 games last week or earlier this week that they struck out? Not good. Just not good. All right, what do we got on TikTok? How did Burger do today? I don't think Burger did great today. I think he is going a little chilly right now. Let's see what Burger's numbers were from today. 0 for 3 with a walk. Hitting 212 with a 637 OPS. So Burger definitely, I think, in a little bit of a chilly streak here. Last 7 games for Jake Burger. Here's where he's at. 240 average with a 669 OPS. Not like terrible, but not great. Last 15 games, it's a little more rocky for Jake, but last 7 games, 240, 669 OPS. We keep going, man. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. Good to be with you guys after the Rangers get a dub. Let's go through the box score a little bit. We talked about Haggerty. We talked about Langford. We talked about Josh Young and Marcus Semien and Burger. Adolis Garcia, I know I talked briefly about him. He did have an RBI single. Kind of got jammed a little bit, but look, you'll take it any way you can get it at this point. Dolly, 215 average, 623 OPS now on the year. My thing with Adolis has always been, if you're going to hit him at the bottom of the order, it does get tricky late in ball games. And we saw this happen earlier in the game today. I talked about runners on first and second. I think it was in the 7th inning, maybe in the 8th. I think it was the 7th. We're trying to tack on. It's a 2-0 game, and you got first and second, nobody out. You'd love to be able to put some pressure on the defense with a bunt or just have a guy up there that's fast and going to put the ball in play. Adolis struck out. That's the only thing I don't like about playing him down at the bottom of the order. You get into these late game situations where you'd love to have more of a contact hitter, more of a small ball-esque hitter, instead of a guy that is up there trying to mash the ball out of the ballpark. And that, I think, is the type of hitter that Adolis is. And by and large, it does feel like the coaching philosophy is play for the big inning more often than not, which it's an opinion. It's a matter of opinion. I probably am a little bit more, especially with a team like this, having watched the last 65 games. I think small ball could probably do this team some good. Not always playing for the big inning. But it just feels like that's what it's always been with Bruce Bochy and the Texas Rangers under Bochy. You're always playing for big innings. It's very rare you see them lay down a bunt with no outs. And that's because they want to play for the crooked number. And for me, at this point, I'm more like, can we just scrape across a couple of runs? And so when you've got Adolis Garcia hitting at the bottom of the order like this, and I know he was 6th today, he has been batting like 7th and 8th, right? It's just tough. You get into these situations where you'd love to play small ball and you can't because you don't have the types of hitters that are able to play it. All right, we keep going. Hey, 44, enjoy. Enjoy, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you again. Hey, don't forget, 44, send me that email, right? Austin@rightonrangers.com. Thank you so much for becoming a member on YouTube today, man. I really appreciate you. John, it could have been 8-0, 100%. Productive outs are eluding Texas still. Again, if we're getting a little bit picky, that is one thing I would love to see the Rangers get better and better at. I agree with this too, John. Whatever Marcus Semien's doing, please pass it along to others. Please. What are you eating? What's the diet? What's the pregame rituals? Can everybody get on board with what Marcus Semien is doing right now? Absolutely. Joseph, happy for Marcus as well. 4 RBI day. It's awesome. Do I think we're going to be buyers or sellers at the deadline? It's going to be tough. You're going to have to be around 500. So I'm going to say it depends. It depends on if the Rangers are able to string together some wins. I've said it for a long time now. You've got to tread water at minimum in June if you don't want to be selling off a lot of players. You got to tread water. What does that mean? I would say by the end of June, you got to be around 500. Maybe a couple games over, maybe you're 1 or 2 games below, but you've got to be around 500. You can't be 7, 8 games below 500 and not be a seller. That makes no sense. And the Rangers have some guys that other teams would want that are on expiring contracts. So my humble opinion, you got to wait and see. I hope that the Rangers are able to deal some guys that are on expiring contracts or less than 2 years of control and improve the club in other ways and still be competitive. I don't think the Rangers are going to do some massive fire sale, but I do think you could sell guys like Patrick Corbin. You could probably sell a Tyler Mahle and still be competitive. Like, I don't think if the Rangers trade Tyler Mahle, you're going to suddenly fall off a cliff. The reality is, if you have an offense that is hitting well or just hitting average, you can probably overcome not having Tyler Mahle. And if Tyler Mahle gets you a bat, or if he gets you a better bullpen piece, or even if he just helps you reload the farm a little bit, I think you got to call that a win. You just don't know that Tyler Mahle is going to be re-signing with Texas. And I don't even know if Texas would want to re-sign Tyler Mahle. You might be saying, like, why wouldn't they? I think Tyler Mahle might be commanding a pretty penny in free agency. So I don't even know if Texas would pony up to re-sign him anyways. And so that's even more of a reason why I kind of would like to see them deal Tyler Mahle regardless, whether the team puts a good run together or not. I think you got to get value out of him, whether you improve the big league club as it is, or whether you improve the pipeline and you get maybe a couple nice AA prospects, or at least one nice AA prospect, somebody maybe a year or two away. I would prefer at this point, if I could just be completely transparent with what I'd like to see happen, I want to see any move that the club makes with players improve the team right now. You've got a window with deGrom, with Evo. I want to see whatever moves we make, whether we sell Mahle, Corbin, whether we trade Adolis or trade Ezekiel Duran or any of the names that we've thrown out. Could we improve the club for right now? I'm not really super concerned about getting better prospects. You've got a 2 or 3 year window to maximize. I want to see any move that the club makes improve them for the next 2 years, not get a guy that, is going to help you in 2028. You need guys that are going to help you in 26, the rest of 25, 27. That's what I would like to see the strategy be. So you could go out and you could go get a guy kind of like they did with Jake Berger. And I'm not saying you go get a guy just like Jake Berger in terms of skill, but I am saying go get a guy like Berger that's controllable. Berger is under contract until 2029. His rookie deal is not up for another 3 years. If you can go get a guy like that who can contribute at the major league level, that's the kind of move that I'm a fan of. I don't really want to see us go get a bunch of dudes that aren't going to be ready for 3 years. Any move you make right now, I feel very strongly has to improve the club either for this year or immediately for next year, because you can be competitive in 2026 regardless of what happens in 2025. Keep going. What's up with Seager? Just not in rhythm right now, not in sync. Dale, appreciate the comment. Probably good he got the day off today. There was a lefty throwing anyways, so I'm hopeful that he will rebound tomorrow, have a nice game, but I just don't think his timing is right. Didn't go on a rehab assignment. Corey usually doesn't. You wonder if maybe that would have helped him out a little bit going to AA Frisco. You don't have to go to Round Rock. Just go to AA Frisco. Light it up. Get your rhythm down. Face, some AA pitching. Tee off on him a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure why Corey doesn't want to do rehab assignments. I don't know if it's his choice or if the club just decides, dude, you're good. I mean, if they're asking him, I'm sure he's like, no, I don't need one. I get it, but should the club be telling Corey, dude, you need to go to AA, get a couple games in, whatever. Not a big deal. I don't know. There's so many veterans that have done that throughout the years. I understand Corey is a phenomenal hitter, 2-time World Series MVP. Look, he is going to go down as one of the all-time greats. He is in a super small class of players. There's 4 players in the history of the game that have won multiple World Series MVPs, and Corey Seager's one of them. So I do think, to an extent, you let Corey do what he wants to do, but it does feel like maybe the dude could have used a little rehab assignment in Frisco with how he's come out, 2 for his last 32, or I forget what the stat was, but it's pretty bad. It's not great since coming off of the IL. We'll see. Jarren Duran would be a nice piece, but I do not think that they are going to go out and get another outfielder. I think they've got a logjam already. And with reports that Sebastian Walcott maybe potentially move to the outfield, like if he were to come up next year or at some point next year, I just don't think they're going to load up on outfield help. I think what the Rangers could really use right now is they could use a steady DH. I think you could definitely upgrade at catcher. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I don't know what that's going to look like or what the catching market looks like. I do like how Jonah Heim manages the pitching, but I think you could improve catching-wise. I really do. Jonah Heim is a guy that started an all-star game, won a Gold Glove, took us through the postseason run in 2023, but the offense leaves something to be desired at catcher. And so I definitely think you could upgrade the catching spot too. Maybe you can go get an outfielder, but it just feels like there's so many options there. And do you really want to give up prospect capital for an outfielder when you've got potentially Walcott coming up next year playing outfield? Because there's been no talk of Corey Seager moving off shortstop. I know that was kind of the trendy thing that everybody was talking about last offseason. I don't think the club is talking about it at all. I don't think the club is talking about Corey Seager moving to first base or moving to DH. Now, things can change quickly, and if they do, then of course, maybe you do think about going out to get an outfielder, say if Corey Seager is going to transition to DH next year. But the club has not given any indication of Seager making that move as early as 2026. So with that in mind, if Walcott continues this meteoric rise that he's been on, I think that you have to consider moving him to the outfield. It sounds like that's what it's trending towards. Again, do you really want to go out and get Jarren Duran when you're probably going to have Walcott in your outfield anyways next year? Could be interesting. Keep going. Appreciate the follow, by the way, Dale. Thank you so much. What are we talking about with the bat being mid? Are we talking about like Heim's bat? Aiden, appreciate the comment, by the way. Whose bat are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Heim. Okay. Yeah, I have made that point ever since Jonah Heim chopped off the flow, man. He has just not had the same vibe up at the dish. I don't know. I love Jonah Heim with the flow, lefty swing, dropping bombs, the hair bouncing around as he rounded the bases. It was a vibe. I'm being dead serious, man. Dude, I think needs to grow back out the hair a little bit. Seriously. I'm 100% with you on that. 100%. All right, y'all. The rest of the box score. Heim, speaking of, 0 for 4. Higgy, 0 for 3. This is what I'm talking about. Like you are DHing your backup catcher. This is what I mean when I say the Rangers need to go out and get a bona fide DH. You're throwing your backup catcher into the DH spot. Like, it just not my most favorite thing in the world. I think that's the most obvious thing for Texas to improve. Get a guy that can routinely DH, feels comfortable in the DH spot. I would love Marcell Ozuna if the Braves continue to kick the can down the road this season. We'll see what they end up doing. I think that's the most obvious improvement that the Rangers could make offensively is you go out and you get a legit DH. I know Jock Peterson is still with the club, and I think that Jock easily still play against righties. But when you've got a lefty, it would be nice to have a guy that can routinely DH against lefties and still at the same time fit in other places throughout the lineup as well. You know, Ozuna, not necessarily a big time defender out in the outfield, but if you had to play him in left field or in right field, you could. That's the kind of guy I want to go out and get. And we'll see how Jock continues to play. If Jock doesn't hit, and he hasn't really been doing a lot of hitting this year, maybe this little off time will be good for him, but I think it would be nice to have some insurance for Jock Peterson. It hasn't worked out so far. So I know the pushback on getting a DH might be, well, I thought we had Jock. Jock might have to sit on the bench. He might have to go play a little first base or go play outfield. At this point, I don't think that you can just sit on your heels and, Jock's going to come back and light it up. I don't think that you can really make that bet. And I think the Rangers have made bets like that too frequently and have gotten burned by it. Like last year at the deadline, I think Chris Young really bet on in 2024 deadline, surely some of these guys that have been terrible in the first half, Adolis Garcia, Marcus Semien had a down year last year in the first half. I think CY genuinely thought last year at the deadline that some of the guys were going to rebound after the All-Star break, and they just never did. I just don't think you can make that same bet this year and get burned by it. And it is something that I've said is definitely a critique that you could have against Chris Young. Too much betting on guys that have been in the organization for a few years now. Too much betting on guys to rebound that haven't shown those signs of consistent rebound. Marcus Semien may be the one guy that you have out of that group. Looks pretty good right now. Hopefully this continues. Semien has been more of a second half hitter in his career. I hope that Marcus continues to be on a good trajectory, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say, man. Keep going. Hey, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We keep going. Justin, thanks for hanging. Ricky, what's good, man? Wyatt, what's good? Thanks for hanging out. We're going to go through the rest of the box score here. Keep on running through. Heim, Higgy, 0 for 7. Duran, 0 for 2. I don't know why they continue to play Ezekiel Duran. Got a pretty good glove out there, but he's hitting 108, 263 OPS, man. At this point, I think you got to move off Zeke. Send him down to AAA again. Let him mash in AAA and trade him. Trade him. You could have Justin Bosque up at this point or somebody else that hasn't gotten as extended of a look as Zeke Duran. I am kind of ready for the Zeke Duran experiment to be over. I think he has gotten plenty of opportunities. Yeah, he's not playing that much now. But, dude, you're in year 3, year 4, and you're hitting 108. I think it's time. Time for the Rangers to move on. And then in the pitching department, we already talked about deGrom. We talked about Luke Jackson and Chris Martin slamming the door shut. Luke Jackson making it a little interesting. Some guys just always got to have traffic on the base paths, and Luke Jackson allowed the first 2 runners to reach, got the double play ball, and then got the third out. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. Luke Jackson lowers the ERA to 4.19. Chris Martin, 1.74 ERA. He and Hobie Milner, both with sub-2 ERAs in the bullpen. In my opinion, I think it's got to be Hobie in the 8th and Martin in the 9th. I don't know what you guys think about that. I want to see Hobie Milner in the 8th, and I want to see Chris Martin in the 9th. I think Robert Garcia can maybe mix in a little bit in the 8th with Hobie, maybe in the 7th. I think right now I want Hobie in the 8th. I want Chris Martin in the 9th. You let me know if you've got a different plan, but I think those are the 2 guys that have shown themselves to be most reliable. I don't know who else you guys would point to, but I think at this point, both of them would be my strong preference. We got to have one impact bat moving forward. Brody, I'm with you. That's why I said go get you a DH, a bona fide DH at the trade deadline. Don't count on Jock Peterson coming back from the hand injury and raking. Brad, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Again, y'all let me know. I'm not defensive right now or anything. Like, you let me know if you think there's a better 1-2 punch in the bullpen for the 8th and the 9th. I just think Hobie Milner been nails. Whatever situations he's been thrown into, it's been rare where he's melted down. Give me Hobie Milner in the 8th. And don't even worry about matching him up. The dude's been good against righties too. I need to look up Hobie Milner's numbers against righties just to make sure I'm not just talking out of nowhere. You know what I mean? We're trying to keep the show PG, but all right, Hobie and the splits. Let's see what we got here. No, I don't want to see Hobie Milner's batting numbers. Come on now. Come on now. All right, here's the splits on Hobie this year versus righties. Dude, this is crazy. Hobie Milner against righties, he has a lower batting average against righties than he does lefties. Against righties this year, Hobie Milner, 172 batting average against lefties, it's at 204. Now, he does have a slightly lower whip against lefties than he does against righties. The whip against lefties is 0.79. The whip against righties is 1.02. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. The dude's been great against lefties and righties combined. It's not like some anomaly. Dude's been great either side of the dish. 8th inning guy. Don't overthink it. Come on now. If you want to mix in Robert Garcia in the 8th a little bit, I guess I would much rather Robert Garcia at this point kind of just be a 7th inning guy, a bridge guy, turn it over to Hobie Milner and Chris Martin. There's no better option. John, I had it broken out already. For all y'all that are brand new, we have a term here at Right on Rangers for some pitchers out in the bullpen. They're what we call barf bag pitchers because every time they come into the game, you get the stomach turning, you get the heart palpitations, you need the Pepsid, the barf bag, and just everything all in one. When some of these pitchers come into the game, Luke Jackson is one of those guys for me. So the barf bag was already out, John. Trust. It was already out when Luke Jackson came into the game. He allowed those first 2 runners to reach. The heart was beating a little bit. The stomach was getting a little nervous. I'm serious. Because all it takes is one big hit, and now we're in a 2-run game. You know, I definitely was very relieved to see the double play ball. John, I wouldn't mind Milner for closer. I wouldn't mind it. And maybe they mix and match, right? With Hobie, we just talked about the splits. It really doesn't matter. But, hey, you know you got a bunch of lefties coming up. Pitch Hobie in the 9th. You know you've got some righties coming up. Maybe you pitch Martin in the 9th. I think they could mix and match. I feel like they're going to give Chris Martin the opportunity to close out the games. I don't know they're going to go back to Robert Garcia anytime soon. But maybe Bochy, one thing we know about Bochy, he is loyal, man, to some of those guys out there, even when they're struggling. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see Milner take over. I think Chris Martin will get the opportunity. We'll see what happens. Miguel, you like Milner as closer too. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Fire Nico. It's kind of crazy that DeBoer for the Stars got fired before Nico. All of y'all that enjoy all DFW sports like I do, a little wild to me that Pete DeBoer gets fired before Nico Harrison. But well, you know what? It's how it goes sometimes. Just doesn't make sense in sports. We keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging. Should we do a little AL West roundup here? I think we should. Let's see how other teams in the division have fared. I haven't had my eye on anything. Okay, Houston and Cleveland in extra innings. Let's hang out and let's watch this game together. If you guys want to hang out for a little bit longer, I'm gonna check on the time right now. Where are we at? 1:05. Oh, not bad. We've been doing about 1:30 on most of our shows. Let's hang out and let's watch Houston together here. I'll give you guys the play-by-play Top of the 10th, Houston tied with Cleveland. Dubon up right now, and looks like we're going to have out number 1. I'm just going to watch it on game day. I'm not going to watch it live. So we'll keep our eye on this Houston game, and I'll give you the other scores from around the league, from around the AL West specifically. Seattle and LA don't play till later tonight. That game doesn't start till 8:38 Texas time. Seattle, I think, dropped the game to LA. I don't know if it was last night or night before. Not sure. A's, what are they doing today? So not a lot of games gone final yet. A's play the Orioles tonight at 9:05 Texas time. So some late night AL West games, but we got Houston and Cleveland battling it out right now. And let's check out the standings. So Rangers with the win will move up to 4.5 games out of a wild card spot, 6 games behind Houston. So you're looking to go up to 5.5 if Houston were to drop this game. Right now, you've got Jacob Melton hitting for Houston, pinch hitter, runner on second, of course, with the ghost runner, extra innings rule. So let's finish this game out, and then we'll end the show, hopefully on a Guardians win. That's the plan. Gaddis into pitch right now for Cleveland. It's going to be a 3-1 count here. So I'm sure they're going to try and be a little bit careful. Tomorrow's game. We're going to do a little preview of tomorrow's game. Melton just walked, so it's going to be first and second, 1 out for Houston in the top of the 10th here. Let's preview tomorrow's game. By the way, Rangers are 4th place now in the West with the Angels winning last night over the Mariners. Mariners are on a 4-game skid right now. Mariners are 32-30. They were 32-26 sitting atop the AL West about a week ago. And after a 4-game skid, Houston has overtaken them for first place. I think it is C-Mart. I really do, John. I'm definitely nervous about all the popping, the elbow popping, the shoulder popping. Everything's popping right now for Chris Martin. Don't love that. But, you know, if he can get through it and still be successful and not hurt himself, I know he's getting up there anyways with the career, but clearly we want him to stay healthy. We don't wish surgery and rehab upon anybody. Not a fun process. But if he's good, I think he's going to get the opportunity. We got a ground out here, and Houston is going to have second and third with 2 outs. Paredes up to bat right now. Isaac Paredes, big homer against the Rangers late. Let's see if he's got a little late inning magic or if the Guardians can shut him down. Runners on second and third, 2 outs, top of the 10th. Houston tied 3-3 with Cleveland. Come on, Guardians. Let's go, Gaddis. Get this third out, baby. Come on now. Let me go to the preview of tomorrow's game. Rangers are going to be employing a bullpen game. I know some of y'all were asking, you know, why isn't Malley pitching? Why are we going with this bullpen game? I think maybe I'm totally off base here. Maybe it's just they wanted to push him out a little bit more. I thought it was just because he's pitching against his former team if he throws on Tuesday, right? Twins are the next opponent for the Rangers. They're going to Minnesota. I just kind of thought they wanted to line him up against his old team, the Twins, right? Malley pitched for the Twins. He pitched for the Reds. That was my immediate thought. Maybe they're just trying to give him a couple more days and that didn't matter at all. But that was my first thought, is they wanted to line him up so he was pitching against his former team. And that will be fun. It'll be fun to have that intrigue. I definitely love it when players go and face their former team. That's why I love the Patrick Corbin matchup. And I think it's why we enjoy seeing how Nate Lowe does against the Rangers. So Malley on Tuesday, bullpen game tomorrow. Looks like Latz is going to be the opener. So we're going to see how long Latz can go tomorrow. The Nationals have a lot of lefties. They have a lot of lefties. And so maybe Latz going a few innings makes sense. Foul ball here, and Gaddis has Paredes 0-2. So it's looking good right now. Nothing too good, though, please. Nothing too good. Let's go to the bottom of the 10th inning with the game tied if you're Cleveland. We're finishing out, by the way, the Astros-Guardians game, hoping that Texas can gain another half game with an Astros loss here. John, that is a really interesting stat. I think Gio, who might not be hanging out anymore, but Gio has brought that stat up a few times throughout the year. Rangers, for all of y'all that can't see the YouTube comments, the Rangers are one of the only teams, I think they might be the only team in baseball that has not played an extra inning game this year. And we're through 65 games. That is pretty wild. I think they are the only team in baseball that hasn't done it. John, I'm going to look it up right now and just see what we got in terms of the standings. Sometimes standings will tell us about the extra inning records and all that good stuff. Ball one to Paredes. Wild pitch. You got to be kidding me. Wild pitch by Gaddis, and the Astros go up 4-3. You got to be kidding me. Like, I know you got him 0-2, but did we really have to spike one a foot in front of the plate? And now we're going to have another run being scored. Astros are going to go up 5-3 here. You're one strike away, man. You're one strike away from going back to the dugout in a tie game, and then you do that. Disappointing. Cleveland's going to have their work cut out for them in the bottom half if they want to win this ball game. Unfortunate, man. We just blow it in the ninth to avoid extras. Justin, that's classic, man. Let's see. Expanded. Yeah, okay, here it is. Texas 0-0. Yep. We are the only team in Major League Baseball that has not played an extra inning game. Astros have only played 2 extra inning games. I think they're the next fewest. Yeah. Astros have only played 2. The Rockies have only played 4. The Orioles have only played 3. And then you've got Texas 0. It's crazy. Crazy. Don't waste a 100-pound start for the Astros. Man, that would have been nice. I don't think it's going to happen for the Rangers gaining a game. Altuve just flied out, so it's 5-3. That just melted down quickly for Hunter Gaddis, man. Guardians pitcher had Isaac Paredes down to his final strike. One more strike, and the game's 3-3 going to the bottom of the 10th. Come on, man. Hey, Justin, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that gift. Thanks for your generosity, brother. Hey, Jack, good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Anybody hanging who hasn't followed yet, hit that follow button, man. Come hang out every day. This is what we do just about every day. Oh, nice bubble. Perfect. I love the TikTok gifts, man. I wish y'all could see them on YouTube. I love the TikTok gifts. Natalie, what's good? I did see that they fired DeBoer. I think that DeBoer is kind of notorious at this point for getting to the cup or getting very deep in the playoffs, but not getting it done. So it all kind of depends, I think, on your preference. Would you rather be really, really good, but probably not win a Stanley Cup? Or, would you rather have a little uncertainty, but maybe go out and get a coach that is actually going to push you over that hump? It's tough. Peter DeBoer is going to have your team in the playoffs most years. He did get fired the year after the Golden Knights missed the playoffs. So the Knights won it in 23. They missed the playoffs, though, the year before in 22. And that is why DeBoer got fired. So we definitely have a little bit of a track record here. Dude can get deep into the playoffs. Can't get over the hump. I am curious to see who the Stars are going to hire. I don't know what the top candidates are going to be. And look, admittedly, hockey is not my expertise, my area of expertise. Who's available, who the top coaches are to go get. Like, it's not my level of expertise. I know some Stars players. I know Golden Knights living out here in Vegas. It's about it. Yeah, we do have Bochy. winning pedigree 100%. I think there's a lot of people that are a little unhappy with Bochy right now, though. All right, Sousa, lefty into the game for the Astros. Schneeman up to bat right now for the Guardians. We're bringing you a little play-by-play, finishing out this Astros-Guardians game. Implications for the Rangers. Obviously, it's early, but we always say here on the show, it's never too early to do some scoreboard watching. Plus, when the Astros lose, it makes everybody's day a little bit better. Am I right? Let's see if the Guardians got a little late-inning magic in them. Bottom line is, Rangers get a win today, 5-0 over the Nationals. And anytime the Rangers win, it's a great day. Could be an amazing day, though, if the Guardians are able to come back and work a little magic here late. Adam, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Mariners are falling apart right now. Mariners are falling apart. They're on a 4-game skid, playing the Angels. My ritual on Saturday mornings, I watch on the MLB app. They're like 45-minute roundup. It's just kind of my ritual. Saturday morning, sip the coffee, go on the MLB app on my Fire Stick and watch their 45-minute Friday night roundup. It's like one of the only times I really get to see other teams because I'm so locked in on Texas. But anyways, I watched the Mariners and the Angels go back and forth. It's actually a pretty classic game last night. Julio robbed a home run. It's crazy. It's crazy. I have a feeling the AL West champ will have the worst record for all division champs. I could see it. Schneeman, by the way, strikes out swinging. So the Guardians are quickly down. 1 out here. Runner still on second base. The ghost runner. By the way, if y'all haven't heard my extra inning take, I am not a big fan of the ghost runner rule. I don't know if you guys like it. I'm not a fan of it. Looks like out number 2 incoming here. So Astros, barring a miracle from the Guardians, are going to get their 36th win of the season, and they should bump back up, if my math is correct, to a 6.5 game lead over Texas in the AL West. Rangers only 4.5 games out of a playoff spot right now. That's the crazy thing, y'all. For how bad we've been playing, we are 4.5 games out of a playoff spot. Justin, thanks for extending that, man. Thanks for extending the subscription, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the generosity. We haven't plugged the sub yet at all. Thank you, by the way, to all my paid subscribers on TikTok, paid members on YouTube. We had somebody on YouTube buy a membership today. It's $2.99. A ton of what we do is always going to be free here on the show. But if you've been following, you've been watching for a while now, and you thought to yourself, man, I'd love to support what Austin's doing at Right On Rangers just a little bit more. A subscription, $2.99 a month would be a great way to do it. And here's what you get. Priority replies in lives and in the comments as the show gets bigger and bigger. It might get tougher and tougher to actually have everybody's comment read out. So I'm definitely going to prioritize people that are paid up, subscribers, members on YouTube. But also, we have a Right On Rangers exclusive Discord that we launched a few weeks ago. It's a great community that we've been building. I love it. I definitely was a little unsure how it was going to go when it first started out, but it's been great. And so you will get access to that Discord as well if you subscribe today. Brad, appreciate you backing me up on that. Brad's another one of our paid subscribers. Brad, you're actually my first ever subscriber, man. So it's going to be hard to forget you, brother. Appreciate you stepping out, being the first one. First one, man. You are the true OG, Right On Ranger subs. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Appreciate everybody backing you up. Hey, hit that sub button right next to the chat if you're interested. If not, again, I appreciate all the support. Just the likes, watching, the comments. We don't take anything for granted. We're not taking anything for granted here. I know we got somebody trolling, talking about begging for subs. Nobody's begging. Nobody's begging for subs. If you feel so led and you want to support the channel, awesome. If not, nothing held against you. Definitely optional. But again, you love what we're doing here at the show. You want to give back to me, support me and what I'm doing here. I would love if you consider a subscription or a paid membership on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, I will drop the link in the chat just like I always do. By the way, Bo Naylor just walked for Cleveland. So game not over quite yet. The tying run is on first base. Could we get a little late inning magic here? That sure would be nice. Sure would be nice. Here's the link, by the way. You'd have to copy and paste that into a browser of your choice if you're interested in becoming a paid member on YouTube. But again, thank you for all the support, the comments, the likes, the shares, the follows, everything. It means a lot to us here at Right on Rangers, and I greatly appreciate all of you. Thanks, guys. Keep going. There are always haters. Hey, Robert, appreciate the white dub, man. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you, Robert. Very generous of you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. JJ, what's good, man? Where you been? Rangers got to win today, brother. Now, can the Guardians get a win? Can the Guardians get a win and make this an amazing day? Ball one right now, by the way, we got Noel up to bat. This dude has got some pop. I might have to get this on MLB TV right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to click to it quick enough here. I would love if Noel dropped a 3-run bomb right now. He is down, though, to his final strike here. Let me pull it up on MLB TV. Why not? Hopefully I can get it up before the next pitch. Let's see what we got going on here. Come on, where's that game at? Here it is. Here it is. What do we got? Sorry if it blasts y'all with the audio real quick. All right, I turned off the audio. I got it up right now. We're going to finish this out. Noel up to bat for Cleveland. Astros are up 5-3 in the bottom of the 10th, and they've got runners on first and second with 2 outs. Come on. I want to see this ball soar over the left field wall for a homer. He was right on that, man. Sousa pitching for the Stros. Stros going for win number 36. Rangers would go up to 5.5 games if Cleveland can pull off the miracle. If not, they will drop to 6.5 games behind Cleveland. They already added in the half game from Texas winning already. That's why I say drop. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, man. Ugly AB. Ugly AB by Noel. And the Astros are going to get the win. Still a great day to be a Rangers fan. Would have been just a little bit better, though, with Houston dropping that game in extras, man. Oh, well, yeah, we can't have every nice thing we want, but we got a 5-0 Rangers win today, and that's what's up. Robert, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, look, I keep it pretty respectful. I absolutely have to deal with some trolls here and there. But look, I've said this on the show many times. A bunch of my best friends, bunch of my good buddies, Astros fans, I still love them through it. We give each other a hard time, but it's fun, man. We'll go out, we'll go out, have some drinks, have some dinner together, watch the games. It's a good time. Like, I don't know. But then there are just some straight up rude, nasty ones, and you don't even want to spend your time. But that's every fan base, right? There are some Rangers fans I surely probably wouldn't want to watch a game with. Look, I try and give everybody a chance. I think y'all can back me up on that. Everybody's welcome. But I actually appreciate having some fans come in from different teams. Gives us a different perspective. A little friendly trash talk here and there, no big deal. But then you just get some straight up dum-dums. But Robert, that's most certainly not you, sir. Thank you, by the way, for your generosity, the gift. I appreciate you, brother. And look, come back for the next silver boot. Come back for the next silver boot. I think y'all can admit we have had some good, knowledgeable Stros fans coming in during the Silver Boot series, and they actually give some insight because I don't know all the Astros players and pitchers up and down, so I actually don't mind it. You actually sometimes get some good insight, fans from the other team coming into the live. So, Robert, come back anytime. Definitely come back anytime, but definitely come back for the Silver Boot, 100%. Justin, I'm with you on that. If the Rangers could somehow reel off 8 of the next 10, that would be very, very ideal and would give, I think, fans a lot of hope, and then would also strengthen the argument to not do a big-time sale. I don't think there's going to be a fire sale in Texas. They've got such a good core with Evo, deGrom, Langford, Seager, and then, of course, you've got other young guys, Josh Young, Josh Smith, all those. But still, like you would love to have a little bit more confidence that the club is going to go out and make some moves and make it interesting late down the stretch here. You've got to stay above water. You got to tread water. You cannot drop 7-8 games below 500 and then July creeps up. You're not going to be able to go out and do anything crazy because if you don't make the playoffs, you're wasting capital. So I hope that the Rangers players make it interesting for us late. I would love if they could string together some dubs here. 100%. 2023 Silver Boot, there was some great back and forth in 2023. Obviously, Rangers got the last laugh there, but the Astros, they came to Globe Life a number of times and whooped our butts, man. It was a classic 2023 Silver Boot between Rangers and Astros. It really was. Very evenly matched. Very evenly matched. Put pressure on the division, justify making some meaningful moves. Justin 100% couldn't have said it better. Could not have said it better. All right, y'all. I think we're about at that time, man. We are at 125. Okay, we got to broadcast. We got to go live during the Rangers win. 5-0 today. deGrom gets the dub. 6th win of the season for Jacob. Little bullpen game tomorrow. I think this one's a 50-50. Fortunately, the Nationals are throwing a really pretty bad pitcher themselves, so I think that the Rangers have got a shot. I feel 50-50 about the game tomorrow. It should be a game Texas wins, but you just never know with this offense. Am I right? You just never know. Williams, though, for the Nationals, 6.03 ERA. 6.03 ERA, man. We should be able to hit a dude with a 6.03 ERA. Seriously. By the way, Texas against Williams. Berger, 2 for 6 with 2 home runs. Maybe Jake Berger, it's his day to break out tomorrow against Williams. 2 for 6 with 2 bombs against the Nats probable starter on Sunday. Evan Carter, 1 for 3. Duran, I don't think we're going to see him, but he's 1 for 3 against Williams. Doley, 2 for 6, sorry. 333 average. Adolis Garcia versus Williams, the Nats probable starter. 2 for 6, 333. Jonah Heim, 3 for 6 with a home run. Josh Young, 1 for 2 with 2 RBI. Wyatt Langford, 0 for 2. Corey Seager, man, this is going to push me on the math. 5 for 17. 5 for 17, 2 RBI. Marcus Semien, 2 for 10. Josh Smith, 1 for 3. So it does look like the Rangers have hit Williams pretty well in the past. On the flip side, Jacob Latz against the Nats lineup. You've got Abrams, 0 for 1. Bell, 1 for 1. Call, the right fielder, 0 for 1 against Jacob Latz, who I don't think is going to be pitching for very long. Luis Garcia, 0 for 1. Rosario, third baseman, 0 for 3. Ruiz, the catcher, 1 for 1. Pretty small sample size against Latz. So I think at this point, maybe I feel a little better than 50-50. Maybe I'm feeling more 70-30 on a win tomorrow. If Jacob Latz can do what he did last time out, shutting down the Rays in that 8th inning, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. And quietly, Jacob Latz, quietly, with a 2.95 ERA, pretty good, man. Not bad. Not bad. One of our better arms in the pen when you think about it that way. So we'll see how Jacob Latz does tomorrow, how many innings he goes, all that good stuff. But that's all we got for today. Maybe a video out later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see what I can cook up. The game tomorrow, by the way, is a 12:35 Texas time start. Early game tomorrow. So we'll probably be live at some point during the 8th, 9th inning or when the game goes final. Usually try and do by the 8th inning, hop on the live, do the last 2 innings with you guys. So that'll be the plan. But maybe we put out a little video before then. Appreciate all y'all hanging out today. Thank you again. Nice to be with y'all for a win. Appreciate all the comments, the people that have followed. We had somebody join up, become a paid member on YouTube. We had a lot of good stuff happening today. It was awesome. Appreciate all the gifts on TikTok. You guys are super generous. Thank you for all the ways you support the show. It means a lot to me. And thank you for hanging. Let's have a great rest of our Saturday night. Let's get another win tomorrow. We'll do it again in less than 24 hours. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.